everybody, and welcome back to my channel, Subscription Boxes and More with Michelle. And I thought I would do something a little different today. I'm waiting on a lot of subscription boxes. I've got some companies sending me some boxes for review. Because, you know, with all this health stuff going on and everything, I don't know if you've noticed, but there's been a shortage of subscription boxes on my channel. Well, I have some wonderful companies sending me some, and so I'm kind of waiting for those, and I'm trying not to bore you to death with the same content every day, like just Miss A or Walmart beauty boxes or whatever. I thought I would try one of these Mask Mondays. I hope you'll bear with me. I am sitting on my bed because I'm doing this before I get ready for an appointment, and I thought, you know, I'd just do it right here on my bed in my pajamas and get ready. Got a clean face and gonna put this little cat headband on to get my hair out of the way, as I washed it last night and I really don't want to have to rewash it to go to my husband's appointment. So anyways, let's try this and get our hair back. And I can't see you if I don't put my glasses back on. Wow, those ears ought to be a little closer together, in my opinion. Alright, it's not about the ears. Okay, what am I going to use? Alright, I'm going to try this Bliss Holographic Foil Eye Mask. It says I-U-I-E, got this, depuff and brightens. And I need some depuffing. My eyes seem kind of puffy and I feel very tired, so I'm hoping that this will help. Sorry, it is very holographic. And then I'm going to do this Let Me Skin Ultra H2O Brightening Mask, because it says that it brightens and you know, helps to add vitality and energy, and boy do I need energy. So I'm going to try these, and then I have this thing to go over your face to help hold it in place in my little mirror, so I can try to put these on. But I gotta take off my glasses so I can get these on. So it says for this eye mask, these next-gen foil-backed eye masks hug facial contours and form a protective barrier to intensify serum delivery and absorption. Enough with the puff. These holographic eye masks refresh and awaken eyes as their potent serum, a unique vegetable-derived, vegetable-derived combo of moisturizers plus soothing hexapeptide soothes and helps visibly reduce puffiness and dark circles. It's hard to read while you have a cat biting you trying to get your attention. 1. Apply foil eye mask onto clean, dry under eye area. 2. Leave on for 15 to 20 minutes. 3. Remove eye mask. 4. Gently pat remaining serum into skin. No need to rinse. Did you know the darkest place on Earth is in northern Chile? Let's keep it that way. Dark circles, bye. Okay. I thought this would also give me a reason to start using all these things that I have, because I tend to forget. I tend to neglect my face, my skin, my routine. Okay, it doesn't have anything to peel off. It just goes under your... Okay. There may be 2 of them stuck on them. Or is there only one? Do I have only one eyeball? I shouldn't put them on top of each other like that. Alright, I got them. I wonder why they seem like they were so thick. But I thought, you know, who am I to ask? Not like I'm good at this. Alright. There's one. There's 2. Hope I don't run out of battery before I even get these on my face. Alright. There's those. Now we're going to put this over top of it, okay? It says, brightening sheet mask that gives strength to tired and dull skin to make it live. Instantly brightens up the skin tone and supplies nutrition at the same time. How to use. After cleansing the face, prepare the skin with toner and apply the mask evenly over the entire face, except around the eyes. Alright, 10 to 20 minutes it says. Lightly pat the leftover for it to be fully absorbed. Most of it is not in English, so. Which probably means it's a really good product, right? Because, oh wow, this is a very wet mask. Because a lot of the better beauty products come from like Korea and stuff. Wow, this is super wet. Super, super wet. There ought to be plenty of stuff to soak into my skin and hopefully make it brighter and more supple and all that good stuff. Alright, trying guys, I gotta get my mirror now. I'm very wet. Of course I'm gonna touch it, but I have a thing about my hands. Alright. Hey, that wasn't too bad. Ooh, it's cold. That's okay, I like cold. These things never fit my face all that well because it's like, I must have a small face. Alright, let me put this thing over so it'll help this stay on my face. If this even fits. Okay, well, hopefully that'll do, guys. Alright, so, I had to put my glasses on or I can't see you. And I have some questions here, because I've seen other Mask Mondays and people ask questions. And because I didn't ask you in advance what questions you would like to ask me, sorry, it's hurting my eyeball. I wrote some questions that I thought might be interesting that are pet related. Why? Because I got lots of those, and so I figured it would give me something to talk about. Get out of my mouth. Yuck. Alright. So, question number 1. Do I shop or adopt? All of my animals are adopted. Now, that's not to say they all came from the shelter. Some of them were rescued from, like, situations where it was, take this pet or it's going to go to the shelter. So, but I did not seek out, like, anything that could be a puppy mill type situation or something like that. 2, how many pets do you have? Well, that's a good question. I have 2 elderly Chihuahuas that are going to be Precious, the oldest, well, we assume is the oldest, will be 17 in October. And Pedro, we aren't 100% sure because he did come from the pound, and they thought that he was about 3 years old when we got him. So we guess his age to be about 17 as well, but we don't know when his birthday is exactly. Then I have 6, count them, 6 cats, and they are all either white, solid black, white and black, or black and white. Just so you know. That's why it looks like, sorry, that's really bothering me. That's why it looks a lot like the same cat over and over again. And then I have a goldfish and a plecostomus in a very small tank. So. How did you get them? Well, that goes back to that shop or adopt question. So let's start with the oldest. That's Precious, my female Chihuahua. She is laying here on the bed. She's all white. Well, she's got little fawn colored spots, but she's mostly all white. I did go looking for a Chihuahua, but I did not want one that came from a puppy store or something, a pet store. I wanted one that came from like a small breeder or excuse me, or like a shelter or a somebody that had one that was getting rid of it. But I wanted a young one. I knew that. So, anyways, I found a lady who was having difficulty in her second pregnancy, and she had to go on total bed rest. So she had one female Chihuahua, and her parents had the male. So they bred this. I was to her house, so I know they don't have like a bunch of dogs. They bred the Chihuahua because they wanted to have puppies. They wanted puppies for themselves, and going to give one to the mom, the parents and all that. But regardless, she got sick in her pregnancy and had to go on total bed rest, so she was unable to take care of the puppies, and so she got rid of them early, and couldn't keep any of them. She gave one to her parents, and then couldn't keep any of them for herself, and so she was worried that she was going to have to send them to the shelter because she couldn't like wait for them to be. They only had 3, so anyway, I picked out Precious. She had a heart nose at the time, which she has grown out of over the years, but so I got her that way and kept her from going to a shelter. That leads me to Pedro, my male Chihuahua. He's looks like the Taco Bell dog, and he's totally blind now. I think he can see some like movements and shadows, but he came from the pound. I was just driving by. I wasn't somebody that stopped at the pound, something told me there's a Chihuahua in there that needs me, so I stopped at the pound. There he was. I pulled him out of the cage, and the lady was yelling, put him back, he's vicious, he's gonna be put down. And I begged and pleaded, and to no avail. They said he was vicious and dangerous, and they were putting him down at 10 o'clock that day. 10:30, something like that. So I called, very upset. I called my county commissioner, not knowing who to call or what to do. And he was a pet lover, and he was also a rescuer. And he called them and said, you let that lady have that Chihuahua, and you just have her sign a paper that if he bites somebody, we're not liable. That's what happened, and Pedro has never bitten anyone. Years and years later, he's never bitten anyone. So, they were scared to death of a dog who was scared to death of them, and it was ridiculous. And he was so little, what's he going to do? And now he only has 1 tooth, he's got some back teeth, but, he can't hurt anybody anyhow, because he don't got no teeth. Alright, cats. First, we started out with Mau Mau, and Riley got Mau Mau as a little 3-week-old kitten, barely had her eyes open, and she had to be bottle raised because her mother was killed by a car. And then she had a job and kids and all that, and didn't have time to do 2 hour, every 2-hour feedings around the clock and all of that, and so enlisted me to help. And then I couldn't give Mau Mau back because by then, the bottle feeding and the toileting on all the things, that little animal relied totally on you like a little baby, and I couldn't give her back, and I begged and pleaded and cried, and she finally let me keep her. And that started my addiction to cats. Before that, I didn't have any cats. More on that later. But then, as Mau Mau got a little bigger and was more playful, I thought, Mau Mau needs a cat to play with. So I got Bugatti. Bugatti was in another situation where people didn't get their cat fixed and ended up with kittens, and the kids wouldn't leave the kittens alone, blah, blah, blah. They decided to get rid of them, and it was, we're taking them to the pound, or letting them loose, or somebody's got to take them. And so we got Bugatti, and then totally fell in love, and loved the cats, and was going through PetSmart one day and saw, both of these being, Mau Mau's a tuxedo cat, black and white. Boo is a bicolor cat, he's white and black. Well, we were going through PetSmart to get them food and found sisters, one solid white, and I wanted a solid white cat, a solid black cat all my life. I was going to call him Salt and Pepper or something like that. Anyways, saw this solid white cat and her sister who was black and white, and fell in love. Called them Sugar and Spice. They're my twins, even though they don't look like they are litter mates. They are sisters. Rescued them from PetSmart, from the what do you call it? Shelter, right? Well, then we had Riley had somebody she worked with that had a situation where she took in a pregnant cat and wasn't allowed to have pets, and ended up getting found out that she had this cat that had kittens, and they threw them out of the apartment. And because they were now seeking a place to live, they had to get rid of the pets because the new place also didn't allow cats, and they didn't want to get thrown out again. So we ended up with an all-black cat, because she knew I had the all-white one. I wanted an all-black one. Mr. Nubbins, who only has a little tiny nub of a tail, and that's why he's called Mr. Nubbins, because he has a nub tail. And we call him Nubby, and you guys call him Nubby, or Nub Nub, or Nubsters, or, you know. And then Nubby, my son had a couple kittens, and he was living here, and then he took off with the kittens, and Nubby was young and wanted to play, and the other cats were older and didn't want to play as much, and so my husband decided that Nubby needed a friend, so we ended up with Newt, who we adopted from the shelter. He was living in a foster home, and they were not feeding him, and he was starving to death, so he never grew. He's a year old, and he stayed the size of the kitten that he was when we got him, except for his body's filled out now because he actually gets fed, and he's white with a black ear and a black tail. Alright, that's how we are all rescued, except for the fish, which we did get from the pet store, because I don't know how to rescue fish. In there for Kitty Cat TV. Are they all fixed? Yes, they are. Every single one of them. There will be no boo-boo accidents. All of our pets are fixed. Number 5, do we believe in declawing, or any of our cats declawed? No, we do not. None of them are declawed. To declaw a cat, they have to cut off their fingers at the joints here, and it causes arthritis and all kinds of problems, and changes the way they walk, and if they get out, they can't defend themselves as well, and it also causes them to bite more, because they can't, scratch to defend themselves. They'll bite more, those kind of things. Yes, Boo bites because Boo wants mom's attention, not because Boo doesn't have claws. No. Please don't declaw your cats. It causes them so much pain and agony later on in life. Can you imagine somebody taking you in and saying, I don't think you should have fingernails, so I'm just going to cut all your fingers off. Alright. Number 6, why doesn't Mr. Nubbins have a long tail? Well, Mr. Nubbins is a Manx, M-A-N-X, a Manx. And what is a Manx? A Manx is a cat that they're the oldest recognized cat breed, I guess. They started out on the Isle of Man, where there were cats, but eventually there wasn't that much, that many cats that would allow them to have a lot of genetic variability. So there was a lot of inbreeding, and which caused a genetic malformation. Causes some of the cats, a Manx can have a long tail, a Manx can have no tail at all, or a Manx can have a nub of a tail, which Nubbins has a nub of the tail. And that's what Mr. Nubbins is. He is a Manx. But he also seems to have something else that sets him apart from all the cats. He has more of that Egyptian kind of cat look. He's very sleek and long, with kind of long legs, and a very regal kind of look to him. We don't know what that comes from. His nose is bigger and broader the actual nose than any of the other cats. I don't, like a little bit longer of a muzzle. He's just got a different look to him, and we're not sure where that comes from. But he is a Manx, and he's very silky. He has a much silkier coat than the other cats. It's just different. Anyway, that's just something about those. 7. Do your cats go outside? Absolutely, positively not. My husband has a absolute panic attack anytime anybody goes in and out. He's afraid one of his cats will go loose. Bad things happen to cats who go outside. They can get hit by cars. They can get gotten by a bigger predator. They can catch diseases. They can there's lots of bad things. Or they could just end up not coming home because something happens to them. No. They know where the food is. They don't want to go outside. They want to stay in. And that leads me to number 8. How does your husband feel about all of these pets? I mean, is he like about to strangle you because you have so many pets? And the answer to that is no. He is as much the instigator, if not a bigger instigator, of the getting of new pets. Matter of fact, we caught a little cat recently that was very emaciated, very, she was definitely starving. She was not going to be big enough to make it probably even through the summer, let alone through the winter, and we just sent her to the shelter because we could not take another cat, and we wouldn't introduce a strange stray cat into our house with our animals, because you could end up with feline AIDS, feline leukemia, something like that could, our cats are all, thank God, very healthy, and we don't want to make them sick, but we also did not want something to happen to this little cat, so where we got Sugar and Spice, we sent her there. But if we didn't have pets, he would have taken her in a heartbeat. And he asks me every day to ask them, is she okay? How is she? And he is very much a pet lover. He panics whenever he thinks one of the cats could have gotten out of the house. So he's my husband is a big instigator of us getting pets, and he absolutely loves his pets. As a matter of fact, I have more than once heard him whispering to Precious, our Chihuahua, or Mau Mau, our tuxedo cat, I love you more than anyone in the world. Shh, don't tell Mom. Yeah. That's okay. I say the same thing to Bugatti. Anyway. Do you prefer cats or dogs, and why? Okay, well, I thought I was strictly a dog person until I got a cat. I thought I didn't like cats until I got a cat. Now, I think I'm more of a cat person, just because cats are a little easier. I love dogs because they are more, like, oh, I love you, all the time. When a cat does it, because it's more rare, it feels more special. Chihuahuas bark a lot. I love my cats because they don't bark. One reason, right? They don't bark. And Chihuahuas bark a lot. But then I love my Chihuahuas because they do bark, and when my husband works, because he works third shift, I can sleep knowing that my Chihuahuas will alert me if anybody's trying to break in the house or something, so... and they're just cuddly and lovable and want to spend time with you no matter what. They're always happy to see you. So I love them both, dogs and cats, for different reasons. But I'm leaning towards being more of a cat person in my older age, because I can't go out and sickly, can't go walking with dogs and all of that. Wish I could, can't. So anyways, those are some of the reasons why. Number 10, and the final question, do you plan to get any more pets? The answer to that is no, I don't. I don't plan to, but I didn't plan to have this many to begin with. I don't plan to get any more dogs for the reasons that I mentioned, that I'm not well enough to take them and walk with them and all of those things that you know, they need. I don't want to go through the puppy stage. Again, yes, I could get an older dog, but then, you know, um, you got a shorter time with them, that kind of thing. So, no more dogs. Do I plan on getting any more cats? I don't. 6 is plenty. But I didn't plan on having a 6. So, fish, maybe. I might get a bigger fish tank and have more fish for the cats to watch, because they really love their kitty cat TV. But I don't plan on having any more. No, I really don't. Like I said, other than maybe a larger fish tank with more fish, I don't plan on any more pets. I guess if a special circumstance were to arise, you never know, but I wouldn't expect to see any new kitty cat or dog faces on the channel anytime in the near future. So, anyways, I hope that that was interesting to you. I may do Mask Mondays, maybe not every Monday, but maybe here and there. So, if there's questions or a topic you'd like to hear about while I sit and cook under a mask, let me know what they are in the comments below, and I'll try to incorporate them into a future Mask Monday video. Or if you don't like these kind of videos, well, let me know that too. Or just tell me, what did you think of, was there any of those questions that you didn't expect the answers to? Most of those things you've heard on my channel at some point down the line anyways, but I figured that was a good place to start, since you do see my pets quite a bit in the videos. So, ask away, I'm an open book. So let's get this off my face. First we gotta start with taking the glasses off. Then take this rubber thing off. I think it's actually silicone, not rubber. Well, silicone is rubber. Oh, it was getting warm under there. That's why I said I was baking under that. So let's take this off. And rub this around and get all the benefit we can from this. Some down here too, shall we? I will definitely have to wash this off, because Boo tends to lick me on the neck, Bugatti, and I don't want to make him sick. So I'll have to go wash that off, but I'll leave it on for a minute. Don't know what's in there and don't want to make him sick. Alright, so there's that. Now we can... I think I was supposed to pat that on my face, not rub it on my face. But, you know, I'm not all that great at this stuff, guys. Alright. There's one eye mask. And it does have little silver stars on it. I don't know if you noticed that. Alright. Well, I don't know if my eyes are less puffy or not. Maybe it'll take a little time, but there we go. Me and my wild eyebrows are so thin, but yet they stick up weird. They don't lay down right, because I have scarring. I have a scar there that causes these very sparse, and then they go straight. Alright. I have it up my nose. It's kind of not really burning, but tingling and itching. Alright. So, tell me what you think. Let me tell you what I think of this, these masks. They feel good. I don't know if it did anything for my face. Probably won't know until I've done it more often, and until it like soaks in and dries, and I see it, make sure it doesn't cause me any highs. I'm drying the mask cover thing, you know, making sure that I don't get hives or anything like that, because I have such sensitive skin. But this were pretty nice. I really like the feel of the Let Me Skin Ultra H2O Brightening Mask. I really like the feeling of that. It was very hydrating, and it's kind of sticky at the moment because it's drying. But I don't know, my face does feel like the skin feels a little tighter. I don't know, it didn't say that it was going to tighten my skin, but it does feel a little tighter to me. So anyways, if you don't mind, please give me the big old thumbs up, because you know that would really help my channel. And please subscribe to my channel. And please share my video with others so that maybe they might subscribe as well. You never know, they might. And thank you for watching and for listening to me babble about cats and dogs, mostly cats. And I'll see you again soon in another video, hopefully an unboxing, because hopefully the boxes will start coming in. And in the next month or two, I should be able to resubscribe to some boxes, or subscribe to some new boxes, because hopefully my medical expenses are going to come back down a little bit. That is my hope. It seems like it might. Anyways, guys, thank you. Bye.